Hello everyone, I am Mevlüt GÜL. I give information about definition of agriculture economics and to basic topic of agriculture economics and show title of interest of agriculture economics. Agriculture economics are made up two words. Agricultural economics. Word agriculture, since long, has been associated with the industry of basic food production known as farming. But the commercialization of the agriculture sector, production of food and fiber has became only one part of scientific agriculture. Modern agriculture has much wider scope today, and it includes the farm supply industry as well as the products processing industry and distribution industries too. Now, this scope of modern agriculture, we use different farm supply industry getting inputs, and in this context, we use different production technology and get agriculture products and sell to them food producing firm or other distribution industries. So we defined agriculture as the production, processing, marketing, and distribution of crops and livestock. So we have 4 activities and provide all farm centers. However, with improvement in technology, transport and communication development and specializing of labor, some of these activities have moved away from farm in certain strategic control points. Now, we define economics is science of analyzing the use of limited resource to achieve desired ends. So it is a soil science, and studies how man satisfies want through the allocation of scarce resource. Also, when we define agriculture economics is a branch of economics, examine the production, distribution, consumption and marketing process of the agriculture sector, and analyze the economic effect of agriculture, production cost, pricing, agriculture policies, consumer, farmer behavior, and other economic factors. And is essential for understanding the economic impact of the agriculture sector, forming policies, and ensuring the overall welfare of agriculture producer, consumer, and society as a whole. We try to define agriculture sector, basic topic of our science department, and then we try to economic significance of agriculture sector, discussing on economic growth, employment generation, and income distribution. Also, we try to introduction to primary products and subsector within the agriculture. We know these crops and give information about the fundamental factors of production in agriculture, including land, labor, capital, and technology. Also, we know this production factor. We detail explanation of the process involving cultivating, maintaining, and harvesting agriculture products, and try to market pricing. We try to determine how to price happen and the reason behind the price fluctuation. And in generally, the government generally use policy in the agriculture sector these policy and inventives aim at regulating and supporting the agriculture sector. Also nowadays environmental impacts important, and we try to environmental effect of agriculture, sustainable farming practice and environmental conservation measures. Also nowadays globalization more compared to before the 30 years ago, and we try to how international trade of agriculture products operates, which trade policies and which trade agreements will be happen or did happen in this sector. And climatic change is also important affect agriculture sector also. We try to these effect we find try to which affect how affect agriculture sector and challenge its pose to sustainability. And the global impact of agriculture on food production and access, food securities and combined hunger. And the role of agriculture in rural development and poverty reduction and future trends, anticipate trends in the agriculture sector, technology advancement and demographic shifts in also our topics. And we try to give answer this question, what will be produced, how will it be produced, and from who will it be produced, how and how will resource be allocated. We use land, water, other production resource, and we decided we distribute among farmers and ensure fair utilization of these resources. When will production take place is also important question. We determine the planting and harvesting schedules for different crops throughout the year, and we research which agriculture practice will change soil fertility and conservation and adopt methods for efficient water resource management. You know water is very scarce products, so we must use water more efficiently. How to stimulate economic growth? Economic growth is important for the people welfare, so evaluate policies and incentives to increase productivity in the agriculture sector and prompt the adoption of new technology. And prices very fluctuate in agriculture sector because of its elasticity very low. We try to examine the price mechanism for agriculture products and consider how price will be adjusted based on market condition. And international trade, especially 2000, year after 2000, very fast growth, right? So we try to analyze, develop policies on the export and import of agriculture product, and we determine trade strategies with other countries. How to control inflation and unemployment? Also, agriculture products important economic activity of total countries, total economics, one of the most important sector, and we try to research and we measure to stabilize price in the agriculture sector. How can we do this and regulate the labor market and reduce unemployment on our topics? And generally, we try to our research on we divided different area. One of area production analysis. We investigate the process of growing, harvesting and processing agricultural products, every stage address factors such as productivity, cost is also important, technology achievements, and various agricultural methods we try to answer with production analysis. Marketing and distribution also it studies the process of marketing, distribution channel, and delivering agricultural products to consumer. This encompasses both wholesale and retail sector, as well as areas like storage, transportation, and logistics. Price analysis also views how agricultural products price are determined and fluctuate based on supply and demand factors. Price change in agriculture market are serial for both producer and consumer. Also price change in agriculture generally seasonal price volatility have also the other important feature. Agriculture policy is also important because government try to regulate and support agriculture sector. Different reason, generally income in agriculture farm in the farm very low compared in national average per person income. So maybe they support to get increase their in farms income, and we try to analyze these subjects. And agriculture policies are implemented through various tools such as subsidies, tax incentives, import restrictions, and this type of instrument also government use. Environmental effects of agriculture such as water pollution, soil erosion, and social impact, employment of labor force, rural developments, as well as the sustainability and societal dimensions. In international trade, it's examined the international trade of agriculture products, addressing the global dimension of agriculture sector. Land is a very essential for the agriculture. All types of production depend on land, so all agriculture production depends on land in particular. Also, resource being the resource for crops, fodder, and forest productions provides space for building cities, roads, airports, health resource, school, industry, and so on. So, role of the land in agriculture is concerned. It serves as source of food and fiber production, pastures and grazing lands, and forests. Food production and existence of mankind go together. Three basic needs recognized for the existence of man: food, shelter, and clothing. Food, it is the most important of all. Land serves as the key resource in food production, and land plays no less a role in acting as the basic resource for fiber production, and also in providing space for man to build his shelter. Changing technologies and tastes of people have led to frequent change in cropping pattern all over the world. Land has very patiently obligate man by offering itself and to any form of exploitation that he design. The importance of land as a basic source of food and fiber production shall increase further as mankind's requirement will increase in the future. Also, land is again a key source for pasture and grazing lands, which feed a growing livestock and help improve the supply for food to humankind. Since grazing lands do not fall under private, ownership, the productivity of such land is very low. Nevertheless, these lands play a significant role in feeding millions of cattle on the Earth's planet, and has been observed that permanent pasture land under private control produce several times larger cattle feed than unmanaged pasture lands. On the land under forest serves man in several ways, in general and agriculture in particular. Forest wealth play a vital role in the development of a region and to agriculture enterprise. First important phase, forest offers scope for horticulture, plantation, orchard, interculture, floriculture and pasture development, and as such help directly and indirectly the development of agriculture in the region. And as source, second important point, as source of timber, fiber, medicinal herb and aroma chemical, mineral forest produce and charcoal. Then third important point is these also help in establishing agroforestry based industry and handicrafts. And conclusion, agriculture has many unique features. With these features, it differs from other sectors. While developing technology provides improvement in the agriculture sector, increased risk will continue to be the subject studied. Thank you for your attention.